During a debate in Maryland between Democratic and Republican Senate candidates, Green Party candidate Margaret Flowers tried to insert herself into the debate. So there was someone from the audience who I'm guessing is a Green Party operative who asked, would you accept the inclusion of Margaret Flowers, who is also a legitimate Senate candidate, in the debate? And both candidates obliged. They said, yes, we would welcome her. And so Margaret Flowers then went on the stage, and she was still escorted off in spite of this. Take a look.
Good evening, everyone.
One issue before we begin. Delegate Shalega, do you believe that Margaret Flowers, as U.S. Senate candidate, should be included in this debate?
Absolutely. I've advocated for that before.
Chris Van Hollen, would you support Dr. Flowers being named?
I've made it clear I would welcome Dr. Flowers.
So both candidates would support Dr. Flowers being in this debate, and you've excluded her for no good reason. That's a way to deny democracy. Voters should hear from Dr. Flowers as well as the other candidates. You shouldn't be having a closed debate. She's a legitimate candidate who should be included. And so I hope that you'll respect her right to be here.
Yeah!
Thank you. If you would remind me to state this point so that we continue with this.
Well, I'm a candidate on the ballot. I have a statewide campaign. I don't understand why I'm not here. I add a lot to the discussion. Everywhere I go, there's been a very welcoming embrace of the discussion. We get a full range. I think it's important for voters to understand the differences between myself and Congressman Van Hollen and Delegate Shalega. Otherwise, they don't really know. I mean, you say you're a public university and you want to educate the public, but without having a full public discussion, that doesn't actually happen. So how does it serve democracy or serve the public if I'm excluded from the discussion when I'm on the ballot? I don't think so. It's Dr. Flowers. I'm a candidate for the U.S. Senate in Maryland, and this is how you're treating a candidate? This is how you're treating. This is why our democracy is a sham.
Can we go to this?
System that's rigged.
So this is nothing more than suppression of choices and a suppression of democracy. If you have both Democratic and Republican candidates saying we would welcome her inclusion, and you don't need their approval, but if you have them both saying it and she's still escorted out, that's when you have a problem. That's when you have not just the political parties themselves and their candidates, but moderators and people from media. And this was a local media operative, as far as I know, or someone from the university. They're trying to maintain this two-party duopoly as well. But it's frustrating that if someone is on the ballot, therefore being a legitimate candidate, they still don't get to participate in the debate. Why is that? Why was she escorted off? Why was she not invited in the first place? Why is it that only Democrats and Republicans get to debate when we have other parties? I mean, we have the Libertarian Party, who I don't agree with on many issues. We have the Green Party. We have two extra legitimate parties. I mean, you can't put forth the spoiler argument, because if you allow both the Libertarian and the Green Party to participate, well, you're splitting votes equally. So you're not spoiling one candidate in favor of the other. So that's a bullshit argument. And look, if you really are afraid of there being this spoiler effect, then you could implement ranked choice voting. But I commend Margaret Flowers, because these are the type of things we have to do to get third and fourth parties noticed in this country. And look, I commend the other two Republican and Democratic candidates for actually wanting to allow her to compete. I mean, in actuality, did they really want her there? No, but they still, I think, were class acts in saying, yeah, we would welcome her inclusion, but it was really the moderator in this case that wanted her escorted out. It was really security from the campus or the university that wanted her out, and that's so frustrating because, again, if you show up on the ballot, you're suppressing democracy by not allowing voters to hear that person out. So, I mean, in the end, kudos to Margaret Flowers. I think that The Green Party, they've been disenfranchised. The Libertarian Party, they've also been disenfranchised for so long that they have to start resorting to these types of protest tactics. If both parties want to shut them out from democracy, then they have to insert themselves in. So I would encourage any other Green Party and Libertarian Party candidate across the country in local races to insert themselves in the debates in the way that Margaret Flowers did, because I think this is genius. And not only would this help you garner more press coverage, but it would actually make people known, because even if they kick you out like they did to Margaret Flowers, well, the people in that room might see it. And the people who are watching from home might see it and might want to Google Margaret Flowers and see, you know what? She's actually a great candidate. So the party duopoly has got to stop, and we have to do things at the state level to start implementing ranked choice voting and getting real electoral reform, because just how we need to get money out of politics, we also need to reform our electoral system that just maintains this two-party duopoly. It's just not good for democracy.